Hi, and you're welcome to Miss Riley's Maths videos. This is a video that I made for making from a chapter 2 in text and tests. And I'm going to work through the solutions here. If you're using this as a revision video and you haven't done the test, what I suggest you do each time I come to a new question and you give the question a go and then look at my solutions. So let's get going. In each of these questions, harder just so that I could see what my students know. So here we go. Starting off with simplifying. Simplifying just means tidy up, multiply. So I've got 2a plus 10c. So 2 by 4a, so 2 by 4 is 8a, and 2 by 10c is 20c. What's inside the brackets? 2x plus 6y, and 3 by 2x is 6x, and 3 by y is 3y. Now, here this one and this one are the same type of thing. They're x, so 2x plus 6x is 8x, and this one and this one are the same, 6y and 3y would make 9. 3 by x is 3x, 3 by 2y is 6y, 3 by minus 6 is minus 18, and we've got minus 2 by plus 20y, and minus 2 by minus 7 is plus 14. There's a typo there. I just corrected the typo. That should have been a bracket. So minus by minus is a plus. Minus by minus is a plus. X minus 2x is 1x. This guy is the same as this. 6y and 20y is 26y. And this guy is the same as this guy. Is minus 4. Okay, so simplifying, everybody needs to be able to do that at leaving cert ordinary level. If you can't, you need to practice. Okay, how am I multiplying out two brackets? There's different ways you can do it. I do it as first by first, which is x squared, first by last, which is 5x, middle by middle, or any by middle, 3x and 3 by 5 is 15. So basically, everything inside this bracket has to multiply everything in that bracket. So let me just go through that again using, and I'll do it extra actually. That's what I have, x squared plus 8x plus 15. I'll do it. So what I do is I just trace a line across, and then I know I've covered everything. Other people like a thing called FOIL, which is first by first, which would be 6x squared, alpha by alpha, which is 2x plus by 5, which is 10x, inner by inner, which is 1 by 3x, and last by last, which is 1 by 5. Okay, and then these guys are the only ones that go together, 6x squared plus 13x plus 5. And then we'll do the same thing here. 3x by 4x is 12x squared, 3x by minus 5 is minus 15x, minus 1 by 4x is minus 4x, and minus 1 by minus 5 is plus 5. So 12x squared minus 19x plus 5. Okay, again, everybody needs to be able to do that. Next question, 5x minus 3 equals 17, solve for x. So the last term was solve for x. This should really be solve for x. I think on the real test I changed that to solve for x. Solve for x. Okay, so on the real test it had solve for x. I just haven't changed it in my typo. So this must be my first draft. 5x minus 3 equals 17. Add 3. 5x equals 20. Divide by 5, x equals 4. Because remember, in solving an equation, we're trying to get 1x equal to something. So all my steps are aimed at getting the x's on one side, the numbers on one side, and getting 1x. So here we are, look, x is on one side, numbers on the other. 5x is in the wrong place. So I take away 5x from both sides. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. 4x is equal to minus 4, but I want to know what 1x is. So I've got to divide 4x by 4, which means I have to divide 4 minus 4 by 4. Here's a harder one, okay? X is to one side. I'm going to get the x's on this side here, because that's where my biggest number of positive x's is. So I subtract 2x from both sides, and that gives me 3x minus 19. Now, this minus 19 is in the wrong place. It should be on the other side, because it's just a number. So I get 15 is equal to 3x. And now, if 15 is 3x, then x must be 1. I'll divide both sides by 3. Okay, now these are harder ones, but they're still just equations, so it's the same idea. Let's do the same thing. 8, 3x, and 5. I want 3x to be gone, so I'll subtract 3x from both sides. 8 is equal to 2x. I've now got 2x, I want 1x. Divide by 2, x is equal to 4. Okay, here, got x is on this side, x is on this side, and numbers. So x is and numbers on both sides. But x is on one side and numbers on the other. Then again, x is on the left and numbers on the right. So that 3x is in the wrong place. So I've got rid of it by subtracting 3x from both sides. Okay? Now that negative 3 is in the wrong place. So I got rid of it by adding 3 to both sides. Now be careful here because most people got this next bit wrong. Very few got it right. 12x equals 8. I divide both sides by 12. So my answer is 8 over 12, which is 2/3. Lots of people said it was 1.5. They divided the 12 by the 8 instead of the other way around. Okay, here's a nasty one here, which have got brackets and lots of things going on. So first of all, let's multiply out the brackets. 3 by x minus 18 plus 15 is equal to 4 by x minus 4 plus 4. Next thing to do is to tidy up. This is where people forget to tidy up, and it makes things much harder. 3x minus 18 plus 15 is minus 3. 4x minus 4 plus 4 is 0. So look how much nicer this is to this. So always tidy up. Okay, now this 3x minus 3/4. I'm going to get the x's into the right-hand side, so I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. And x equals minus 3. You see, once I tidy it up, it's fine. Until it was tidied up, it looked hard. Evaluate the following expression. So this is also sometimes called substitution, and this is when we're using a formula. But these are formulas, but we have the minus b formula, we have the coordinate geometry formulas, so we do need to know how to solve them. A is 4 and b is 3. Find the value of a squared plus 4b. So that means wherever I have an a, I put 4, and wherever I have a b, I put 3. B is 3, A is 4. 4 squared is 16, 4 by 3 is 12. 16 and 12 is 28. Okay? Let's try it again. P is minus 2 and Q is 3. Q squared. P squared is 3 squared. A is 3 is Q. Plus P is 2. And this means multiply. Okay? PQ means P multiplied by Q. Minus 2 multiplied by 3. And then minus Q, which is minus 3. Because that's 3. Look. 2 by 3 is minus 6. Minus 3 is 9. Minus 9, which is 0. If you want, you can go straight to calculator. So if we're struggling with these, we go straight to calculator, and it'll give you your answer. Okay, last one. P is 4. 3p is 3 by 4 plus 1. Q is minus 2. 4 by minus 2. Oh, minus, careful. Minus r squared minus 5 squared. Again, go straight to calculator if you need to. If you're going to try and work it through, well done. 3 by 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 4 by minus 2 is minus 8, minus 25. So I have 13 over minus 23, which would make anybody think they got that wrong, wouldn't they? That's actually the right answer. Okay? Solve the following inequalities and plot the solutions on the number line. So inequality just means that there's going to be lots of answers instead of one, and there's going to be a particular range of answers, like greater than 4, or less than 3, or greater than minus 1, or whatever. So we can treat these with the same method that we treat equations. We can follow them step by step. This bit here, n is natural numbers, which is positive whole numbers. Okay, so what this is saying is 4x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 10. The answer is going to be natural numbers, and I've got to plot the solutions on a number. We'll see that now. So treat it like it's an equation. Do the same thing. So here, if this was an equation, I would add 2 to both sides. Make it 4x is greater than or equal to 12, and I divide by 4, make that x is greater than or equal to 3. Just like I would in an equation. And now do my number line, cut a line down, put my number in the middle, 3. I do numbers to the right, I do numbers to the left. Now, x is greater than or equal to 3 means x can be equal to 3, or it can be greater than 3. They have to be whole numbers, so I just do dots on the line. We'll see what happens when it's real numbers on the left. Okay? The sun is shining here. I'm just going to try and move out of the shade so that we can in the shadow. Okay, next one. Same idea. Numbers to one side, x's to the other. So that gives me 5x is less than or equal to minus 5. I subtracted 3 because I wanted to get rid of the plus 3. Okay, whatever I do to one side, I have to do 2. Divide by 5, divide by 5. X is less than to minus 1. Okay? So x is less than or equal to minus 1. And I've got to do a number line. And my z, this time z, that's integers. That's positive and negative whole numbers. Okay, so x is less than or equal to, put minus 1 in the middle. Minus 2, minus 3 is 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. X is going to be less than or equal to minus 1. So it can be equal minus 1 or it can be less than minus 1. So that's all of these numbers. All of these numbers are less than minus 1. Because they're whole numbers, I'm just putting dots on the number line. Okay? And the last one, this is a bit harder. Real numbers, it's not hard because it's real numbers, it's hard because it's a harder inequality. Real numbers means all numbers. It can include decimals, fractions, square roots, integers, natural numbers, all kinds of things. Okay? So first thing I do is treat it like an equation. So I multiply out the bracket. 6x plus 3 is greater than 3x minus 9. X is to one side, numbers to the other. Subtract 3x from both sides, going in and have x's on this side. Okay, now that 3 is on the wrong side, subtract 3 from both sides. And now get 1x, so divide by 3 to get 1x. X is greater than minus 4. Draw my number line. Put minus 4 in the middle. Minus 3 plus 2 minus 1, 0. Remember, going towards 0 on that side and away from 0 on this side. X is going to be greater than minus 4. Minus 4 is not included in this. Okay, if minus 4 is not included in this, then it means that I'm going to put a circle because it's not included on its real numbers. Well, let's just look. It's going to be greater than minus 4, so it's going to be this side of minus 4. But I want to show that everything right up to minus 4 is included. There's right up doesn't quite hit minus 4. So the way I do that is I put an empty circle around minus 4. And that shows that everything up to minus 4 is included, but minus 4 isn't. Okay? Next one. Solve the following pairs of simultaneous equations. Okay? So, just move out of the sun here. Come down a shadow on the book. So it's a good complaint of sunshine. So here we are. Simultaneous equations, same number and opposite signs. So what that means is I'm trying to eliminate or eliminate. Eliminate means to get rid of it. Okay. So what I want is either the x's or the y's to be the same number of them in each line with opposite signs. Now if you look at this first one here, the y's, there's plus 1 y and there's minus 1 y. Same number, 1, opposite signs, minus. Once I have that, I can add the two lines together. X plus x is 2x. Y plus 1 minus y, they go out. 7 and 1 is 8. Okay? Now I can say, well, I know that 2x equals 8, so x must be 4. So once I have one equation with one thing I don't know, it's easy. When I have two equations with two things I don't know, it's much harder. So that's why I've got to get rid of one of those things. If x equals 4, but I know that x plus y equals 7 from up there, So 4 plus y is equal to 7. So y is equal to 3. Okay, so x equals 4, y equals 3. Now in this one, there's nothing that's the same number, is there? So what I'm going to do, because I eliminated y last time, I'm going to eliminate x this time, just so you can see the works. So this is plus 4x. I want this to be plus 4x, and I want the bottom one to be minus 4x. So the top line of our thing, with the bottom line, I'm going to multiply by negative 4. So negative 4x, negative 4y is equal to negative 12. Now I can add them together because they're the same number, opposite signs. 3y and minus 4y is minus y. 10 minus 12 is minus 2. So minus 2. If minus y is minus 2, then y must be 2. I divide both sides by negative 1. I multiply both sides by negative 1. And now I go back to my original, one of my original equations. Let's come down here. X plus y is 3, but I know that y is 2, so x plus 2 plus 3, so x equals 1. Okay? First one, we're going to do something to both lines here. I got rid of the x's. Okay? I'm going to aim to have plus 6x and minus 6x. So to get the first line plus 6x, it's going to be multiplied by 3, and this is going to be multiplied by minus 2. So 3 by 2x is 6x, 3 by 7y is 21y, and 3 by 27 is 81. And then I'm going to multiply the bottom line. It's 2 minus 6x minus 10y minus 2 by 13 is minus 26. Now I have same size and opposite signs. I can add them together. 21y minus 10y is 11y, and 81 minus 26 is 55. Okay, so divide by 11, divide by 11, y is equal to 5. Now, let's go back to one of these. Let's just go to this one. 3x plus 12 equals 13. 4x plus 5 equals 13. 3x plus 25 equals 13. So 3x is equal to minus 12 divided by 3. X is equal to minus 4. So x is equal to minus 4. Y is equal to 5. Okay? Now we rearrange the formula to make the letter in the box the subject of the formula. So this is sometimes called letter equations, rearranging formulas. This is very helpful to us because later on we may need to rearrange some formulas. So I want to get C by itself. Okay? So C here is a B beside it. Let's get rid of that B. 2C is equal to A plus B. I want 1C. So I've got to divide by 2, divided by 2. So I've got C is equal to A plus B divided by 2. When I'm doing division in this case, we write the division with the fraction line. Okay, here's C. Again, I'm trying to go to C. Problem here is there's a fraction, which is the 5. So I always get rid of my fraction. So let's rewrite it there. I'm going to multiply by 5 and multiply by 5. Now, if I multiply 5 by A, that's fine. That's just 5A. If I multiply this by 5, then these cancel. So I've got 5a is equal to b plus c. They cancel because I'm multiplying and dividing by 5 at the same time. I want to get c by itself, so I subtract b. So I've got 5a minus b is equal to c, and that's my answer. This was my answer. Okay? And then the final one. A plus b is equal to bx plus x. Now there's a problem here because the b is there twice. I'm trying to get b by itself. The b is there twice. I have to get it down to once. We'll do what we normally do, and we'll get all the b's to one side and all the other things to the other side. Let's get the b's to the left. So we'll subtract a. So I've got b is equal to bx plus x minus a. And we want this bx things on the wrong side. I'm going to subtract the bx. I can't separate that b from that x because it's multiplying. And I can't deal with that until it's away from the returns. So I just have to bring it across in its entirety. Now, I still have two b's. The way to get rid of this is kind of a little trick. I'm going to factorize. So b minus bx, I can take b out as common, is b times 1 minus x is equal to x plus a. Now, over there, look, I've got 1b. I have this nasty bracket, but I've only got 1. So I'm going to divide both sides by 1 minus x, because it's multiplying by the b. I'm going to divide this side by 1 minus x. What I'm left with is x minus a over 1 minus x. And that's my answer. Okay, so the trick there is to factorize. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have any more questions.